want to begin with right where we left off with Lalakeel has emerged from her cocoon and that she is a magnificent figure with four dragonfly-like wings, and yet, of course, still very humanoid, and if you are inclined that way, kind of hot. Um, if you are into science fiction bug woman art. So the uh, what? Nobody's into that sort of thing. What's wrong with you? Am I alone?
Never thought about it.
Am I alone?
I'm
Well, I was thinking
completely
how
into
much
it,
bug-like
but
is she? I was thinking how much bug-like is she?
I
Only
mean, I
enough to
think
be
it's
interesting.
gorgeous, awesome, and just wonderful. So,
Oh,
what?
excellent.
No,
To
I
me.
just think,
Bugs are amazing, so
God.
I'm just thinking those, amazing mandibles that dragonflies and such things have.
I mean, dragonflies. Do you know how they fly? They can forward, backward,
Yeah.
up, down. It's really. I mean, it's the most beautiful thing I know.
They are pretty amazing. I will avoid being a zoologist and stop talking about insects now. It's too tempting. So now I want to tell you what else is happening. There are also other creatures who are appearing from the grove in the middle of town, and they are also insects, but they do not look humanoid at all. They are also like dragonflies, but think of them as kind of fantastic, not quite realistic dragonflies because they are big enough to ride. And the other interesting point is that the chaos effects of the duel that is occurring are starting to take an unexpected turn. You have somebody who is dedicated to the release and channeling of chaos, and you have somebody who is dedicated to the binding and containing of chaos. And if they both invoke enough power to use against one another, that's potentially a lot of material which is going to be too hard to contain and too hard to channel. So the effect now is that um, uh, time itself is starting to do very strange things. In the moments of Skava running to the cocoon and coming back out of there, in just those few minutes, the sun has traveled across the sky, night has fallen, and the sun has risen again. For example. And so there's that has happened, and there are it's not as though everybody around you suddenly went into fast motion. The passage of time locally for you and experienced by the people here is the same. So therefore, the how that works, who knows? But the point is that the day has passed. Time is running faster somehow, and that, of course, it's probably not good news for the state of the cosmos. The exactly what is happening at that confrontation is impossible for you to tell, but you can tell that the mountain that they were standing on does not appear to be there any longer, and the two of them are standing exactly where they were standing, with an immense, I don't know, an immense display of energies that you cannot bear to look at between them. So if we were in a science fiction game, we would be talking about things like black holes, but we can't say that because this is a fantasy adventure. All of you seem to have been struck silent. So, and as far, I should probably describe the people. The situation with the three of you who were confronting your ideal selves, or at least your, I don't know, your platonic selves. The the experiences of the three of you during that point are, I mean, of the people around, was to become less organized. The different groups that had organized themselves into fighting ready, or at least very, they were demonstrating their presence as a group. We had the women of the grove, and we had the chained, uh, the Merciful Dawn people, and other kind of organized sets of the group of people that Ikindu had made contacts with, in attempts to make this more of a festival and to get people drinking and talking to each other and having a better time, and not making, for example, getting ready to kill each other. Um, they have become more disorganized and are not. Nobody is operating as a team with anyone else. Whether that's good or bad, who knows? Um, so the so I guess I could ask what you do at this point.
We dealt with
Sorry?
those old gods, or our imitations, our more
Well,
idealized self.
they would look at it as slightly differently.
Yeah. So right now, is there any conflict going on except the one that is expected to be going on?
No,
The one's starting
no.
to. Alright. I think I like it that way.
All right. Okay.
I'm not sure I like it. But I want to start off to check on everybody if everybody's okay, because I honestly don't know anybody hurt, how badly, what the heck happened.
There were a few wounds, I think,
Guys,
here and there.
how did Zord and Ikindo manage to come back on their own, especially? And whether Zord is sure that he wants this fight about him to continue, because it seems to mess around with things.
One property that I want to remind you of, Ikindu was clever enough to use the piece of the chaos-ridden creature as a game changer during his confrontation, and that particular object did not return in the form that you had it, as a severed piece of anatomy, but instead now is kind of a blob of animated jelly with tentacles.
Ooh, how wonderful.
Mm-hmm. And so and is seems to be kind of, it's about the size of a, ooh, I would say the size, a good big wild pig, Wildsvin, a big one. Um, and it's not doing anything too terrible, but it is obviously aware of its surroundings and is poking at things with its tentacles. So that has happened. And so no direct conflict, but there is a thing. Lalakil would like to, of course, communicate some more, but I wanted to find out what people wanted to do first. And the only other thing I would remind you of is that Urko has knows of, or all of you have seen it, but Urko may remember the uh, the skull that we have discussed before, and where that is, which is deep in the temple. But there is at least one highly chaos-oriented item around here that isn't being used. You hope. So that's what to keep in mind. The fact that time is speeding up rather than, for example, slowing down implies that at the moment Zhong may have the advantage in the conflict. But
Okay, I'll try to organize everyone and calm everyone down, and try to say to them, get to the city. I guess we're outside of the city right now. To get more shelter, because this is going. It's more wilder than I thought it would be.
okay, so to do that,
And also to don't mess around with a pig.
right.
Yeah.
I would like you, as you will try to organize the people, to make a charisma roll. And I have decided that for the people who know you, it's charisma ×5, which for you is pretty good. But for everybody else, like the initiates of the Merciful Dawn and people like that, it will be charisma ×3. So it is the same roll, and we will see who you get.
53.
Which for you, I believe you have a charisma of 14, 12?
Yes, 14.
Okay. So for ×5 is no problem, you succeed. But for ×3, you do not. So
I can live with that.
excuse me. So therefore, yes, you have this will take a few minutes, of course. This is sort of a long action, not something you do with a single sentence. So while Akindu is running around talking to key people and getting some help in organizing people, so we do not have sudden gang fights or panicked activities of some sort, what will the rest of you do?
Was it Yalla or Tia?
Yala is not. She stayed in the temple.
Okay. Because I think she may be the one who knows most about the chaos lore right now. Aside from Zord, who doesn't want them to stop fighting, but I want to know if she has an idea how bad that this can get if they continue like that. Because she studied all those roles and she really tried to get into it.
Mm-hmm.